Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Tank Observers podcast. My name is Jackson McCarty. As always, joined by my co-host Chris Barr. Chris, welcome back to the duo. It's time.
It's been too long.
It has 2 weeks. It's made the heart grow fonder. And so it's time. Caden was obviously lovely during my little trip back home, but you're back to your regularly scheduled programming. But for now, Chris, what are we doing today?
All right, we have superlatives. They're back.
They're back.
We're back with superlatives. It's probably the most fun thing that we get to write. So I'm loving it. We're here and we're doing superlatives.
I'm in 100% agreement there. We really had a lot of fun with this last year. Coming up with this list, we're doing quarterbacks today. Coming through this list, we had a blast writing it, and we hope it reflects.
Truly has been an enjoyable experience. So let's get doing it.
Okay, yeah. If you don't know the format or you weren't around when we did it the first time last year, we're using the high school's most likely tos and so on and so forth that go in the yearbook, and we're applying them to prospects, specifically positions, specifically the quarterback class today. First off, Trevor Lawrence. I feel like this one was the softest of softballs.
It was a slam dunk.
Yeah. Any sports reference that signals easy and
home run?
Yeah, a home run. Just quick, easy, efficient. He's the Prom King.
Duh.
I mean,
that's actually all of my notes.
Yeah, duh. And I have Golden Child. Everyone adores him. The end.
He's a stud. He had a tough game in the playoffs. Does anyone care? No one cares.
No,
he had a bad playoff game.
No one's cared how he's played since the middle of his sophomore year.
Yeah, it's just how it is. He is the Prom King. We're gonna deal with that and pretty much move on. This was an underhand pitch, T-ball game type of selection.
Almost impossible not to take that 1 yard. All right, next up, Justin Fields. Topher, announce the name or what we gave him for this one.
Most likely to become internet famous.
Yes. No. Explain why.
Oh, I'm going. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a highlight machine. He had a god tier playoff performance. That's all you really need to hear. He's a scrambler. He's the guy that you're gonna look at and you're gonna be like, he's gonna make cool plays that are gonna blow up on Instagram, and that's what he's gonna be known for. And on top of that, he's QB2.
Yes.
So he's gonna be off to the side, getting all those hype train moments on the internet, while the media is covering his older brother Trevor
Lawrence just doing hair flips on the sideline and getting national coverage. I liken this one a lot to James Wiseman and LaMelo Ball in the NBA. We've seen a lot of coverage for LaMelo Ball. His first pass, I believe, was like headline news on Bleacher Report, and his first three was like an ESPN front cover thing. Like, he gets so much attention from the media. Wiseman, he's been balling, and he doesn't get the attention. I think it will go very similar. I think Fields will have the fan backing.
For sure. Yes.
Because I think he's the guy to break the OSU quarterback curse.
Just think about it this way. He got wrecked by that Clemson linebacker,
Yes.
But they were talking about how bad Trevor did for some reason.
Yes. Yeah. They literally, no matter how good his game was, the takeaway was always going to be, what about Trevor?
Does this hurt Trevor's stock after Justin Fields has a good performance?
No, he's had
the
that
story is
locked up.
about Trevor, and they just kind of throw it in there that
hey,
Justin played well.
It's like, hey, we watched this game, but what about the Golden Lion? So I think Fields will be the people's champion and become the most likely to become internet famous. Next up, Topher and I selected Zach Wilson here for biggest heartthrob. Topher, what's your take on that?
Have you seen his face? This dude's adorable. He plays football like pretty good. That's nice and all. But he looks like a 70s movie star. Like your Zach Morris types, where it's like, it's like a coming of age film.
Mm-hmm.
And he is the dude that the main character girl is like, that's him. He also plays football though.
We selected biggest heartthrob for very different reasons.
Oh, my bad.
You You just
Cool.
wanted to hit on my boy Zachy Dubs here.
He deserves it. That little freaking Comic-Con elf.
I went with this one because he has now gotten QB2 talk. He has come out of the woodwork as the new hot young item, the attractive prospect, the guy who you want.
Attractive, yeah, no, you nailed it. Right on the head too. Like you just killed it right there. You nailed it. Attractive.
Good Lord, Topher. He is the guy right now because BYU has been having a great year on the heels of Zach Wilson. But can we stop with the QB2 talk? He's the biggest heartthrob. He's the new name. Okay, have you seen Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Season 2? You know when Billy shows up and everybody's like, oh my God, Billy.
It's Millie, but
No.
wait, Billy?
Billy, the guy with the perm.
Yeah.
I
thought you were talking about Millie Bobby Brown.
No. What is it? Steve? What's dude?
Steve.
Yeah, Steve Harrington.
Steve Harrington. Yeah, that's it.
Justin Fields is still Steve Harrington as QB2. He is the Billy. He deserves it. Yeah, and Billy was a great character, but he's not better than Steve.
Billy die?
Yes, in season 3. Spoiler alert.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It's been out forever. Watch it.
Or was it something? I don't know. He died.
He was awesome.
Regardless, Zach Wilson has become the biggest heartthrob of the class. Trey Lance, most likely to be on Catfish. And I'll go ahead and talk about this one first. Trey Lance is 99% potential for me. I like what he can bring to the table. He's been at NDSU. I know that a lot of people are going to be a little bit more scared because it's not top shelf talent. But he has the tools to make it work, similar to what I thought about Justin Herbert last year. He can be something special. I think he needs something very similar to Baltimore with what Lamar got with Greg Roman.
Mm-hmm.
If they can cater to his needs and they can make sure that they can build the right style around him, kind of like Kyler Murray in Arizona, I think he'll be phenomenal. But if he goes to a San Francisco where Kyle Shanahan is like, you know what, I want to see how this kid does my offense, that is going to catfish you out of a top 15 pick.
You're right. You know, he makes his profile pick Trey Lance.
Yes.
And then he gets to the team and everyone says, did we just draft Colin Kaepernick? Because he's going to need the right system. You put him in the right system, and he's going to shine. We all saw what Cap did those first couple of seasons. He was a stud. He was dropping dimes. He was scrambling, had nice protection. And then old Harbaugh left. And he's going to suck in the wrong system.
Yeah. And
that's it.
Denver, San Fran, neither one of those really feel like great destinations for me.
It's not going to work.
He's not huge enough for Elway to be like, that's who I want.
I think Elway was thoroughly frightened when Kyler said he was a quarterback, and I think he'd think the same thing about Trey Lance. They're not quite the same height, but you know that's how it is.
Yeah, it's just not that's not his type of quarterback. And I don't think he will accommodate. And unless Vic Fangio just boof, gets fired, I don't think he's got the scheme.
He's not even going to get drafted there. I wouldn't worry about that one.
No. But next up, we have Mac Jones. Topher, go ahead and announce what his superlative is.
Most likely to succeed.
Yeah. We gave this to Jacob Eason last year.
I feel like we need clapping going on in the background. Do that in post.
Okay. Yeah.
Stop some capping over that. Clapping.
I'll see what I can do. Mac Jones most likely to succeed. Like I just mentioned, that's what Jacob Eason got last year for us, and he's my Jacob Eason this year because I absolutely love Mac Jones. I don't think enough people are talking about him, taking him serious.
No, he's AJ McCarron, just
with
a different name.
Yeah, but the right way.
You know, has a different name. That's really all it is. He is AJ McCarron, so AJ's gonna do fine. I think he can work out to be the next Dak Prescott. If I'm honest, that's what my thoughts are. Cool. I'm not saying that he plays like Dak. He doesn't have the same mobility, but I like their passing. I think they have similar passing. I think they have similar arm talent. I just like him. I liked AJ McCarron too, but I don't even know what happened.
He got drafted to Cincy, right?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
So I think with the right everything, AJ's going to work out like a stud. But AJ, okay, fine, Mac.
You
Well,
gotta
we
call
can
him
call him
Mac.
Mac if we
You
really.
got you.
If you need to, Mac Jones is gonna do fine if he goes to the right place. If Allen Robinson stays in Chicago, I really like that for him.
Yep.
Because now he's going to have a young offensive line with the exception of Bobby Massey and I guess Cody Whitehair. He's 30, but he's only been in the NFL for like 5 years.
A team I also enjoy, ideally for him, Atlanta, to take over for Matt Ryan in a year or two.
Yes, I don't know if Atlanta's going to go with that. They're early enough that they're going to go with either Thomas or Fields. Whoever gets taken second, they're going to take the third guy. That's what I expect from them, at least. It would be a very Atlanta thing to do.
Yeah, I think he makes more sense schematically, but
No, he does, but it's Atlanta.
yeah, no. With Mac Jones, he's got the mindset of champions. I love hearing his teammates talk about him because they're always going on about his competitiveness and his leadership and how bad he wants to win. And any team can value that as a starter or as a backup because it's going to be somebody to get in your ear.
Here's my thing with that. If he wasn't saying those things,
Yes.
I'd be a lot more worried. Shouldn't that be every quarterback?
Well, we took a 2019 first rounder that was very clearly not about that life and is no longer rostered.
Dwayne Haskins.
So yeah, no. Next up, we've got Kyle Trask. Topher, would you like to announce this one?
Most likely to never change.
Yeah.
Surprised I didn't get voted that.
God, but okay. So as far as Kyle Trask goes, I think his ceiling was this year. He was never supposed to be a Heisman finalist.
No.
How he plays, it still really doesn't make sense to me how good this year was for him. I think that if he can enter the NFL at that level, he will be at his peak.
I think playing bad in that bowl game did him a lot of favors, lowering some expectations.
Lowering some expectations?
What does that mean to say?
No, because it not only does it lower expectations, it puts him in Pittsburgh range.
That'd be nice.
Which, going to a team like Pittsburgh, much more desirable than going to a team like Denver.
Oh, yes. I mean, you have Judy, but that's the only attractive thing about that offense.
Judy and Sutton,
You
but
have
you're also
Gordon.
strapped to Vic Fangio for at least one more year and in the same division as Pat Mahomes and Justin Herbert. And
Yeah, we can skip that. He has no clutch gene. He's Phillip Rivers when in the clutch. Falls apart.
Yeah.
We saw it happen. After that first interception, we kind of got a nice view into what you can expect in late games.
Yeah, and I don't think there's much room for improvement here. I'll most likely never to change.
Yes, he has the same clutch gene as Phillip Rivers, aka it's non-existent.
Next man up, we've got Desmond Ridder, who has been voted the biggest party animal. Topher, go ahead with this one.
So you have no idea what you're getting with him.
Zero.
You could try to develop him, but you don't know if he's actually going to do anything.
Yeah.
Or he can come in and be a stud. But I think you're going to have to dig real deep to get this guy good. Because I think he's super okay.
Not a Ridder guy. Not a Ridder being top shelf guy.
He's not top shelf. He just ain't. You know, I think you're gonna laugh. I really liked Trace McSorley.
Like as a legitimate quarterback?
Yes. Although I have weird taste.
Yeah.
But I really like Trace McSorley, and I really think Ridder is like a better version of that. Although I thought Trace McSorley had a lot more potential as far as being a passer than Ridder does.
Really?
Yes, they might have like different arms. I think Ridder has a bigger arm.
Yes.
But I thought Trace was just a much better, especially in between the lines. He dotted up, really did.
Because I've never really thought to compare Ridder to Trace because Trace was a bit smaller, you know.
You're looking at the size, yeah. I look at the play.
That's absolutely fair. As far as Desmond Ridder goes, everybody loves him. He's great to have around.
you love having it. Gives you an option.
Yeah, he's a good time.
Interesting.
He's a good time, but you don't know what you're going to get from him. He's a wild card, absolute wild card. He's a project and a half, like 2-3 years worth of time and elbow grease and effort. And even then, he could still turn out to just be the equivalent to what Brett Hundley was in Green Bay.
They did put time into him.
Yeah.
They waited.
Yeah, they tried.
They tried real hard.
They were going to go 8 years of him sitting on the bench or something before Aaron Rodgers retired.
That was also like unexpected.
Yeah, they went.
Quarterbacks
so
love to just stick around forever.
They really do, but he's just you've got to have so much going right for him, and there's no telling if the party could continue in the real world, if you will.
Yeah, you know who really ruined quarterbacks for everyone trying to retire at a reasonable age? Warren Moon. He ruined it for everyone. No one's allowed to retire anymore.
Warren Moon woke everybody up and was like, well, we don't have to retire at 32 years old.
And he ruined the position because now young quarterbacks, if you're not a stud, then you're never going to play if you get drafted to a team like the Packers.
No, and especially when you're considering like cryotherapy is helping Tom Brady play to 43.
Jimmy. Look at poor Jimmy.
Garoppolo?
Yeah. He had to wait till he was like 27 to get a starting job.
To get traded.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
But he had to get traded. He was never going to play.
No. He would have just been able to play this year at age 28. Yeah.
He was 28, which
2
fine.
years.
If he's planning on playing that long, but with his injury history, it's unlikely.
But that's still 2 years away from your historical prime.
Exactly.
So it's getting so hard. Hopefully, finally, where you're going to see a change of guard. Philip Rivers is talking about retirement. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Eli was the first one, and frankly, I thought he was going to be around longer than Ben and Phil.
Big Ben looks like he's on his way out. Breeze looks like he's on his way out. Brady's probably got another year or two. We're starting to see it, hopefully, but we've been saying this for 3 years.
Yes.
So it's hard to say, but either way, that gives time for Desmond Ridder to hang out behind somebody and bide his time. Looking on to Jamie Newman. Go ahead and announce this one, Topher.
Field Day MVP.
This is the actual award Justin Herbert got last year. I know I likened Trey Lance to him, but Jamie Newman achieving Field Day MVP because he's an athletic goldmine.
He really is. Really reminds me of he's going to be a sick Taysom Hill for a team. Hear me out. I don't have anything else to say. I just think he can run that role nicely. But I just like him. That's really it. And here's the thing. I'm a huge Georgia guy.
Yes.
And I was pretty tight when Jamie Newman didn't get to play because I really wanted to see what he could do on a team that's better than his own.
You like Stetson Bennett and JT Daniels?
No, I like Daniels. I don't care for Bennett.
Fair.
But Jamie, I was like, okay, he's coming to Georgia. Yes. I love scrambling QBs. Yes. So I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And then, he didn't just get an increase of skill positions. He also got an increase of quarterback talent that was higher than his own, which he did not bargain for.
And he decided, happened. And he even called the sit out for the year after he presumably lost the QB battle, which doesn't reflect quite how I'd want it to. But either way, I think he'll be this year's candidate to, you know what, you should play wide receiver. I think he's that guy this year. Lamar's faced it. He obviously has turned out quite all right. But we've also got other guys who have come in. People said it about Kyler for a minute, which he became the first overall pick.
It's not even worth it for him.
He became the first overall pick.
If someone drafted him and was like, you need to play wide receiver, he would have been like, no, I need to play baseball.
Yes, and he could have been paid a boatload to do that. But
yeah,
he's a mystery bag, Jamin, as far as fundamentals go. But if you're just going to watch the combine and pick your players off there, Newman can move the needle for you.
He could. I like Newman.
Yeah.
I think he's a good passer. He's fine. Not special, but I like them a lot.
Yeah. At Wake Forest, he impressed.
You could find cool things to do with him in your offense.
Yes.
Outside of throwing anyway.
100%. He can be a gimmicky guy. But moving on to the final name, one of the favorites on the show, a man that we talk about a lot, one Mr. Brock Purdy. And he got most likely to take a gap year.
He's going to sit.
Yes, has to.
It's just how it is. That's really all you need to hear because it's exactly what gap year is going to be. He's probably going to take 2 or 3 gap years. And if he plays, expect to see Tony Romo back in the NFL. Not coming out of retirement, he is going to be that guy.
Do you think that if, let's say that Purdy goes to, is it the AFC that gets CBS? He goes to an AFC team Romo sitting there calling him. Do you think he's just gonna be like, man, I really like this guy. I really like how he plays. I think he'll be a Super Bowl winner.
You're gonna see that. You're gonna see Tony being like, this guy is like way better at winning playoff games than I am. But that's just how it is.
Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. But no, you're absolutely right about the gap year. He's going to take some time to get comfortable, which might include a stay in his parents' basement, hanging out, trying to figure out what the next step in life is, and then finally get his chance, hopefully, at some point. What do I want to start with? Okay. So yeah, Topher, QB superlatives are back. They're better than ever. Next episode will be a presumably running back.
We could go running back.
Running back, I don't know if we're going to hop around. Maybe we'll go edge rushers next. Maybe we'll go offensive line next. We're not sure how the format's going to go yet, but this year we are going to bring you every single position group that is available outside of probably special teams, because I don't think you guys want to talk about James Borlegas, I believe is his name. The kicker from Miami.
Well, we need to do fullbacks.
All three of them that are coming out this year.
Of course. We can slap those in running backs. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll make sure they're there.
You'll make your way to getting a fullback featured, but regardless.
We'll figure it out.
Regardless. We're back. We're better than ever. We'll have more shows coming to you. I'm Jackson McCarty.
And Darth Vader is over 7 feet tall.
We'll see you guys next time.
Please show